All right, does marriage kill your sex life? What are the facts of sex frequency after saying I do? And sex expert Shelley Varrode joins us live. Welcome.
Hi.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, so a new study in which there are so many.
I know.
Tell us about this study. Yet another study. This is like my week. Another study.
And they're all about sex. But this time, I have good news for the people who just got married or has been married for many years, because the recent study from the Indiana University says that married people have more sex than single people. They pretty much said that 60% of the single men and women reported that in the last year they did not have sex, compared to 18% of the married people who said in last year they didn't have sex. In addition to that, Kinsey Institute just said that people who are married have sex quite often, I would say once a week.
So in that world, once a week is considered often.
To be honest, it seems more realistic than every time we get. The average sex is like twice or 3 times a week. I work with a lot of couples.
Yeah, so like when their husbands are like, come on, people, we need to have sex more often. And it's really like, okay, married couples, this is the fact. So
once a week, I would say it's very good, to be honest. You know, we're very busy. Let's say we have kids or small kids and work, and we continue to work on our iPhone and computers. So once a week, it's pretty good for the average. However, they also say that if you don't have sex very often, and some people, sometimes they cannot have sex for a few, 3, 4 months, and it can go on and on and on, then it leads to a lot of fight, and of course there is more couples who split or want a divorce because they do not have sex.
Right. But also, does it show that the frequency also has to do with the state of the relationship, because sex becomes a different thing when you're married,
I agree,
right?
and there is phase in your life, especially in every married couple, there's a phase that they may not have sex, like after delivery, after a baby. And it's common, and people they're really getting stressed if they didn't have sex for, let's say, 8 weeks. They're stressing out, and mummies just had a baby, or like, I have to start having sex again with him. And I'm like, yeah, they want to be with the baby, and they feel that they have to do it. And I'm like, I always say it's very normal. It's normal not to have a phase without it. Just don't let it get, you know, for 6, 7 months. It really starts. Well, that's when you get people going outside the marriage. That's like kind of the fine line. So, but also, what do they attribute? Yes, it's true married couples have more sex than singles, but that's just because singles are not having it as often, right? Or maybe they're not investing more, and married people are investing more because they know how important it is, so they pay attention to their sex life and they prioritize it.
Right.
Single people, these days, a lot of them do not prioritize it. A lot of them are generation that sit in front of screens, computers, games. I'm talking about the young group, 20s to 30s, and they're not going out much, even when they want to date.
So even if they're online dating, it doesn't. They still feel like they're getting the experience without actually going out on the dates.
Yes, and they have more, I would say, self-pleasure with themselves, so they feel satisfied.
Right. So is that another study that because of this current, this is kind of.
This is another study.
It's just, I mean, I think we're going to see over the years more continued repercussions of the kind of the world we're living in. People are, like you said, much more antisocial and living in virtual realities.
Yes, they start following the sex habit of the new generation, and to make sure to see what's going on, because we have to have sex to.
Right. Well, started to procreate, but you know, there's more than that,
procreate, right? And of course, enjoy. Sex is more than sex. I always say that. It's about intimacy, it's about connection, it's about feeling loved, it's about knowing my husband is not cheating on me. It's about communication. In fact, the couples who communicate in bed about their desires are the couples who stay stronger in life, because they open the most sensitive subject and they talk about it. What I really want, what my needs in bed are, and then they translate it into their relationship. And then it tends to be that they're very, very strong couples. So if you're not the kind of person who talk to your husband about what you want, or the husband are shy to say what they really desire in bed, I would say
that will lead to more problems. So just open it up and spit it out, right?
You can even,
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Emily.